Hello and welcome to livealittlehigher.com. Last week we spoke in the Mystery of Marriage by Rabbi Isaac Ginsberg about rectifying our imagination, and he gave us some tips on how to do it. So he said that first we have to acknowledge that our way of thinking is flawed, that the way we're behaving is not the right way of behavior, and that's the beginning of being able to control ourselves and being able to fix ourselves. And then he said that we have to attach ourselves to Torah, to mitzvahs, to be able to rectify the way we think, the things we say, the things we do. And if this is too hard for us, and even with this it's becoming impossible, then we have to go to God and really pray very hard that He should open our minds and hearts and really help us through the process. I think that it's always helpful to pray. Even if you're less in a dungeon, but the prayer is something that really should be done by everybody every day. It's a good discipline. It connects you to God and it helps you see that He's the one that runs the world and not you. And even your stupidity comes from Him. So if He puts it in you, then you should pray to Him that He should take it out too. Today we're going to be talking about two things, two concepts, about association and induction, and also tells us about how to rectify our imagination. We have 10 sefirot. There's 3 that are intellectual, that are in our intellect, which are Chokhmah, Bina, and Dat. Chokhmah is our wisdom, Bina is understanding, and Dat is knowledge. So this is the way in which our head works. Your head, my head, everybody's head. This is the way in which we are wired to be able to function in this world. So Chokhmah, wisdom, is connected to the husband, to the man in the house. Chokhmah is that first flash of idea that comes to us, and it's something that just comes. And Bina draws it down and internalizes it and tries to understand it, comes to be able to understand the idea. And that's why husbands usually are the ones with the biggest and greatest ideas, and then the wife comes and tells you, bad idea, I don't think that's gonna work. You know, sometimes the husband comes home and he says, oh honey, I spoke to such and such, and we have a great idea for a new business, it's gonna make us millions, it's amazing, it's really incredible. And the wife says, let me think about it. And then the next day at morning when they're having breakfast, she's drinking her coffee, and suddenly she says to the husband, you know what, I really thought about it, but I don't like the partner, I don't like the business, I don't see it's gonna take you to live a good life, I don't see it's a good way of living, I don't see that's gonna work. And suddenly the husband is like a flat tire on the street. But this is how we work. So we have to understand that the husband is from Mars and the wife is from Venus. We're two complete different wired people. And one of the biggest problems in Shalom Bayit is that the wife thinks that the husband's gonna think like her, and the husband thinks that the wife is gonna think like him, and it doesn't work. The wife is more feeling, the husband is more intellect. The husband is the one that his obligation is to bring the Torah to the house. That's the part he comes to give to the home. In Shabbat, he should sit in his Shabbat table and bring the Var Torah of the week, of the parasha, and share it with the family, with the children, with the guests. That part, that's what he comes to give to the home. And the wife is Binah, she's understanding, and her job is to have emunah and bitachon, to have trust in God and believe in God. And she's the one that brings that strength to the home. So I'm going to explain to you a little bit how Chokhmah and Bina work allegorically, so you can understand. So for example, I would say, okay, my husband comes home and he says, I want to make a business, I want to make a stroller for babies that is easy to fold and that it's rainproof and that it never gets dirty, and that it's weightless, and that you can put it in the plane. And he has all these amazing ideas of the perfect stroller. Then the wife looks at him and says, okay, I think to be able to make that stroller, we should go into the store, look at all the strollers in their store, see how they're working. Let's go around, let's ask moms in the streets, what do they like of their stroller, what they don't like of the stroller. Let's go to China and look at the companies that produce the strollers. Let's look at all the strollers in the world. We have to see how many strollers are sold a year, what's the price range, in what price range you want to be. So this is a woman. This is how the woman's mind works. So when a husband comes home with an idea, she's already thinking 20 years ahead. How is this going to affect me? How is this going to affect him? Is he going to be able to work happily if this is for him, if this is not for him? And she'll come to the conclusion that it's good or it's not good. And the husband sometimes is very frustrated because of this. When Sarah, our foremother, was very unhappy with Agar, the concubine that she gave to Abraham, she had birthed Ishmael to Abraham. And when Isaac was born, this Ishmael boy was a bully. He was a bully. He used to play arrows to hit Isaac with the arrows. He was not a good kid. He was really, really bad, and it was not a good influence for her son. So she told Abraham, you have to take him out of the house. This boy cannot live in this house. It's going to be very bad for our son. It's a bad influence, and he's mean to him. And he went to God. He says, I don't want to take him out of the house. He's my son. I love him. And God said to Abraham, listen to your wife. She knows what she's saying. So when the husband is in tune with this part of his wife, when he realizes and he acknowledges that she has this capacity, this sixth sense is what they call it, intuition. She has this sixth sense which is ingrained in her. She's built like that to be able to help her husband go in the right track. Then the husband should listen to the wife. So sorry guys, I know many of you won't like this, but in reality, your wife has that capacity. You have other capacities which the wife also has to acknowledge and has to elevate. Like for example, the husband should bring Torah to the home, should learn with his kids, should pray 3 times a day. That's part of his job for the betterment of the home. And the wife should be a support system for her husband. If he's gonna go to a shiur, she should say, go. His learning is her merit. She's gaining points in heaven because she's sending her husband to learn Torah, or she's sending her husband to pray. And on the other hand, when the husband listens to the wife and he really acknowledges what she has to say and he listens, then also he is gaining points in heaven because she has that power, that intuitive power in her, and that bond with God that is inside of her, that every mother has. We are very connected, and we are creators like God, and we're mothers, and we have that nurturing feeling inside of us. And so when the husband and the wife live together in harmony, understanding each one of their jobs in the relationship, then there can be a lot of Shalom Bayit. So I leave you here today. I wish you a blessed week, a successful week, and a lot of Shalom Bayit in your home, and live a little higher.